Now let's talk about the UK's Rwanda plan. It was struck down yesterday. The plan was to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. Anyone arriving illegally to the UK would be sent to Rwanda. That was the deal. They would be kept in the African nation. Their asylum requests would be processed by Rwandan authorities. Basically, it was a way to outsource Britain's illegal immigration issues. But yesterday, their top court killed the plan. They called it unlawful. The court said asylum seekers sent to Rwanda were at risk of refoulement. And what's that? That means being sent back to where they came from. Meaning, refugees may be forced to return to the countries they fled. They may be forced to return to the dangers they escaped. And that's obviously a concern. The British Supreme Court recognized that. It said Rwanda was incapable of addressing this issue.
We accept the Home Secretary's submission that the Rwandan government entered into the agreement in good faith, and that the capacity of the Rwandan system to produce accurate and fair decisions can and will be built up. Nevertheless, asking ourselves whether there were substantial grounds for believing that a real risk of refoulement existed at the relevant time, we have concluded that there were. The changes needed to eliminate the risk of refoulement may be delivered in the future, but they have not been shown to be in place now.
So the top court upheld a lower court order. What did the lower court say? It had also blocked the Rwanda plan on similar grounds. It questioned, and I'm quoting, Rwanda's capacity to produce accurate and fair decisions. And yesterday, the UK Supreme Court agreed with this characterization. And it's problematic. Whether or not you agree with the Rwanda plan, you have to agree with this. This particular reason for striking down the plan is patronizing. It's not about humanitarian argument. It's not about the human rights implications. The British courts have effectively said the Rwandans have good intentions, but they're still learning how to do the right thing. They aren't ready to handle complex problems like this. Now, it's a cringe-worthy argument. Not a great look for a country with a horrific colonizer past. And Rwanda may not be a former British colony, but this self-righteousness will be familiar to Rwanda and to many others across the world. So obviously, Kigali was not pleased with the UK Supreme Court's message.
So Rwanda respects this decision, but it does not agree with the point which states that no refugees or migrants who would be sent to Rwanda would be unsafe.
It is a bit insulting, but Rwanda's objection was not just about the insult, it was also being practical. They did not agree to this deal out of charity. It was a business opportunity for them. Rwanda has received and spent money to get ready for immigrants, at least £140 million according to reports. That's about $175 million. And this was just for preparation. Using that money, Rwanda set up facilities to house the asylum seekers.
We use the money to prepare locations that would temporarily accommodate the migrants. We are not going to destroy the houses just because the agreement was not accepted by the courts.
So the UK is not getting those $175 million back, but Rwanda was expecting much more. The Sunak government had presented an estimate in the month of June this year. They were going to spend about $215,000 per deported asylum seeker. Of this, $130,000 would go directly to Rwanda's coffers. Again, that's for every person deported, $130,000. Now, Rwanda is not the wealthiest country in the world, and that money would have been a boost, which explains why Rwanda hopes that the deal is not dead.
So if the English government is ready to propose another agreement, of course it will be carefully studied in relation to what happened in court. If there are other countries that are ready to make similar agreements to try to find a solution, Rwanda will be interested.
Well, they may be in luck. Rishi Sunak is looking for a way to circumvent the Supreme Court. He's planning to introduce an emergency resolution.
So I'm also announcing today that we will take the extraordinary step of introducing emergency legislation. This will enable Parliament to confirm that with our new treaty, Rwanda is safe.
He's also going to introduce a new migration treaty with Rwanda and somehow make the country's safety level measurable. It sounds a bit far-fetched, but Sunak seems ready to try anything. It may be in the best interest of not be rather in the best interest of asylum seekers, but if it works out, Rwanda, for one, may reap some real benefits.